Everyone has exactly 24 hours in a day. The person buried in debt, the middle-class worker living paycheck to paycheck, and the billionaire managing 4 companies at the same time, they all have the same clock, without exception. The difference has never been the amount of time. It's what each person chooses to do with it. Elon Musk's daily routine has been publicly documented in detail through interviews and first-hand accounts, revealing 7 practical, repeatable habits that anyone can apply, regardless of how much money they earn today. There are 7 points. None of them require money to get started. Leave a like if this video makes you rethink the way you spend your time. He doesn't let time just happen. He decides in advance what every minute will do. There's a real quote from Musk about how he organizes his schedule. "I have to be careful how I allocate my time. Basically, I put everything into time slots. If I don't do that, time just disappears." He organizes his entire day into 5-minute blocks, with every block assigned to a specific task before the day even begins. Notice the word he uses, disappears. He doesn't say, "I don't have enough time." He says that without planning, time simply vanishes without leaving any trace of where it went. That happens to everyone, regardless of how much free time they think they have. Most people live their days reactively. They wake up, check their phone, respond to whatever appears in front of them, and only realize at the end of the day that they've spent hours without knowing exactly what they accomplished. The day happened to them instead of them deciding what the day would become. You don't have to divide your day into literal 5-minute blocks. That works for someone managing 4 companies at once. But the principle applies at any scale. Decide before your day begins what the next few hours are meant to produce instead of reaching the end of the day wondering where all your time went. But planning your time is useless if it's constantly interrupted by commitments with no real purpose, and that's exactly where the next major time thief comes in. He eliminates purposeless meetings before they eliminate his day. This is a well-documented practice across Musk's companies. Meetings only happen when there's a clear agenda and a defined objective before they begin. If the discussion stops producing real decisions, he ends it, even if that means walking out in the middle of the meeting. That discipline exists because meetings without a clear purpose are one of the fastest ways to destroy an entire day without producing anything of value. They fill your schedule, drain your mental energy, and often end with no concrete decisions being made. Now apply that principle to everyday life. How many conversations, commitments, or informal meetings, even outside of work, take place without any clear objective? A gathering that happens simply because that's how it's always been. A phone call that drags on much longer than necessary. A commitment that consumes an entire afternoon without producing any meaningful result. Before accepting anything that demands your time, ask yourself one simple question. Does this have a clear purpose, or is it just filling space on my calendar? Eliminating what has no purpose frees up the time you actually need for work that deserves your full attention. But even with a well-protected schedule, there's another silent productivity killer, constantly switching from one task to another throughout the day. He batches similar tasks instead of constantly switching contexts. While managing multiple companies at the same time, Musk follows a specific strategy. He reserves large blocks of time, often entire days, primarily dedicated to one company at a time instead of jumping between different subjects all day long. In his own words, speaking about handling multiple contexts, context switching is quite painful. There's a real neurological reason behind this. Every time your brain switches from one task to another, it spends time and mental energy adjusting to the new context before it can perform at full capacity again. Repeating this throughout the day, replying to one message, returning to another task, checking social media, then going back to the original task, multiplies the total time lost, even if each interruption seems insignificant on its own. Most people's daily routine is built around constant interruptions. Work, notification, personal message, news update, back to work. Every one of those transitions costs more recovery time than the interruption itself. Batching similar tasks together, answering all your messages at once instead of responding to every notification, setting aside one block for studying and another exclusively for focused work, dramatically reduces the hidden cost of constantly switching contexts. But not every group task has the same impact, and choosing which one to tackle first can completely change the outcome of your day. He attacks the bottleneck first, not what's most comfortable. A well-documented pattern in Musk's approach is that in any project, his attention goes straight to the bottleneck, the part of the system that's preventing everything else from moving forward. It could be the production component slowing down the entire assembly line or the technical problem blocking the next step. Instead of focusing on comfortable tasks that create the illusion of productivity, he addresses the issue that actually matters. This highlights one of the most common productivity mistakes: spending the day completing easy, low-impact tasks simply because checking them off a list feels satisfying, while the real problem, the difficult, uncomfortable, high-impact one, remains untouched. Applied to personal finances, organizing an old folder of receipts is easy and feels productive. Figuring out why your credit card balance never seems to go down is difficult, uncomfortable, and that's the real bottleneck holding everything else back. A practical question to ask yourself every day is, what problem, if solved today, would unlock the greatest amount of progress? That's the task that deserves your attention first, not the easiest one. But solving the real bottleneck requires high-quality information from the original source, not filtered reports passed through someone else. He goes straight to the problem instead of relying on filtered reports. It has been repeatedly documented that Musk spends time on the factory floor at both Tesla and SpaceX, even during late-night production crises, personally evaluating problems instead of relying solely on summaries prepared by middle management. The logic is simple: every time information passes through another person, it loses detail, gains bias, and takes longer to reach its destination. When the problem is urgent, those delays and distortions become expensive. In personal finance, the equivalent is refusing to make decisions based on "I heard" or on opinions from social media. Instead, go directly to the source, understand how a financial product actually works before investing, read the contract before signing it, and calculate the numbers yourself instead of trusting someone else's summary. Direct contact with a real problem, not a filtered version of it, helps prevent decisions based on incomplete or distorted information. And even with all of that discipline, one final detail determines whether your energy will last until the end of the day: how many small, trivial decisions you allow to pile up. He eliminates trivial decisions whenever possible to save mental energy for what really matters. This is a well-documented habit: quick meals during meetings, practical food instead of elaborate meal planning, and consciously reducing friction in any low-value task. Also, that more mental energy is available for the decisions that truly matter throughout the day. There's a well-established behavioral principle behind this: your ability to make good decisions isn't unlimited. It gradually declines with every choice you make, even the small and seemingly insignificant ones. Deciding what to wear, what to eat, or in what order to complete routine tasks all consume the same mental resources you'll need later for an important financial decision. Most people reach the end of the day mentally exhausted from making countless small decisions. And it's precisely in that state of fatigue that they make impulse purchases, accept poor offers without carefully analyzing them, or postpone important decisions because they'll think about it tomorrow. Simplifying trivial decisions, a standard meal on busy days, a fixed routine for repetitive tasks, preserves your mental energy for the moments when it matters most, the decisions that actually move your financial life forward. And there's one final habit that supports all the others over the long term, even when your schedule is completely packed. He protects time for technical learning even with the busiest schedule possible. Even while working documented 80 to 100-hour weeks, Musk consistently sets aside time for technical and scientific reading as a permanent part of his routine. Not something he does only if he has time left over. That exposes the weakness in the most common excuse for not studying, learning a new skill, or reading about personal finance: "I don't have time." If someone with one of the busiest documented schedules in the world still protects time for learning, then the real issue is rarely a lack of time, it's the priority given to it. Continuous learning isn't just another habit, it's the foundation that strengthens every other habit we've discussed. Making better decisions about your time, identifying the real bottleneck, and knowing what information to seek directly from the source. Without a constant flow of new knowledge, even the best productivity system will eventually stagnate. 7 habits. Not one of them depends on how much money you have today. Time blocking, eliminating purposeless meetings, batching similar tasks, focusing on the bottleneck, getting information directly from the source, simplifying trivial decisions, and protecting time for learning every single day. Which of these habits are you going to apply first? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and share this with someone who always says, "I don't have time." And if you want to start with a habit that supports all the others, learning consistently, check out the link in the description featuring the 15 best books on financial freedom, so you can make the best possible use of the time you have left today. See you in the next video.